If you constantly change your hair cutting system, every time you have a different hair texture or a different hairstyle come in your chair, you're hurting your business. Guys, in today's video, what we're going to be doing is breaking down a simple, easy to follow system, and this can be applied to every hair texture, every fade type. So we're going to start off just by cutting the hair down to the client's desired length. In this case, it's the number 8 guard. Now, if you're new to the channel, guys, welcome. My name is Tito, and I make well over 6 figures in the barber industry, and I really didn't think it was possible until I learned efficient haircutting systems and how to market to bring these customers through the door. So that's what I want to teach you guys today. So if you have questions while we go through the tutorial, drop them down in the comment section below. I don't miss any questions. Every single one, every single comment, I will respond to. We're just going to finish evening out this hair, so that way we can jump into this easy to follow fade system to get your client some crispy results. Now you guys are going to see how simple this can be. Whether it's a low fade, a high fade, or even just a taper, you set the guidelines where you want to, but these are the principles. I'll be doing a low drop fade, a mid drop fade actually, in this case. I'm setting the bald line in with the clipper all the way closed. A lot of YouTubers are going to tell you to go in with the trimmer, but that is too harsh of a line. If you want to have a fade that's going to blend out easier, you need to start with the clipper all the way closed. This is your primary guideline. Now your secondary guideline, still with no guard, open up that lever and create a parallel guideline. I like for this one to be at least a finger's width, sometimes up to an inch wide. This is the line that's going to determine how spread out and blurry your fade is. Now this next step is going to be only for beginners. Take that number 1 guard and go ahead and create your tertiary guideline, right? You've got your bald, you've got your half. You can set the 1 guideline in if you feel like you kind of still need those training wheels, like you need help keeping your guard lengths at the right spot. This is something that can help you guys. But if you're a more advanced barber, go ahead and skip this step. You can jump right into this step here, guys, with the number 4. Now I like to use the shape of the head as a ramp for the clipper. I want to launch this guard up and off the head. I'm applying pressure at the very bottom and floating my way up. I'm always cutting against the grain, right? If the hair is growing downwards, and this applies for all of these guard lengths, if the hair is growing downwards, I'm cutting straight up. If the hair kind of turns a little to the left, I'm going to turn the clipper to the right, because you always want to make sure that you're cutting like against the root of the hair. That's how you're going to ensure that the hair is as even as possible. So I've already got everything I can with the 4, so now it's time to switch to the 3 you could see in the bottom right. So if at any point you get confused, refer to the bottom right section here so you can see what the guard is like. But look guys, now I'm doing the same thing that I did with the 4, but now with the 3 guard. At this point guys, we are slowly shaving away the darkness. I want you to think about it like we're playing with the colors, because we want a smooth gradients coming down. Speaking of colors, those blonde patches on the side, I've got a super cool trick I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video on how I completely fix those. And you can see, look, we did the 4, we did the 3. Now if you look at the bottom right, we're using the number 2 guard, and you're gonna see it's like we're doing the same steps over and over again. And really it's true, like it's just a matter of incrementally working your way lower and lower as you work your way shorter and shorter. Right, so we took that 4 all the way up, just below that the 3, just below that the 2, and we're gonna continue fading our way down here. Like I said, we are focused on the color and the smoothness of the transition from darker to lighter. You know what's something that I love so much about these clippers, man, is it's been a while since I've been able to have a clipper that I can use just one all day and the blade never ever gets hot. You know, it's really cool, man. Plus the wireless charging, you know. If you guys are in the market for a clipper like this and the trimmer and even the guards alone, check the tag product section down below. I'm gonna have that there for you. So you can see we've already done everything we can with the 2. So here we go now with the number 1 guard. Now, again, if you guys are you know, a little more nervous about skipping straight from the 2 to the 1, don't worry, you can put in an extra step like using your 1.5 guard, because that does come with the Tomb 45 set. But you know, it's just something that flows really well together. I would love for you guys to start working towards being able to skip some guards. But take your time with this, guys, and remember, we are cutting hair so efficiently, we're gonna have a nice detailing session at the end of this to be able to make sure everything is just flowing really, really well together. So yeah, man, just continue shaving down the darkness little by little. Now we're working this one, and yeah, we'll be able to fade out that bottom line pretty soon. Now again, we are at another optional step, right? The half guard while you're fading down, this is not completely necessary, but I did want to show you guys because this is something that will help a more beginner barber, just become more comfortable with the concept of fading down. If you're a more advanced barber, skip this step. You don't have to use the half guard at this step. It's just something that's going to help a beginner barber become a little bit more, just a little more comfortable, right? And it's the same thing, continuing to fade down. But yeah, like I said, I would like for you guys to work towards where you don't need these training wheels of the extra steps that I'm pointing out, but they help before you gain that level of experience. So now this is the step here, guys, where we all should return to. And remember how we started the fade with the clipper all the way closed at the beginning? That's because now, look, we can go ahead and match that at the very bottom. I knew that I started with the clipper all the way closed, so I can hit that line. I could go to and through it, break through that, and slowly start to raise the fade. Notice here, I'm gonna open up one notch, and now I can raise the fade a little bit more. And then I'm gonna open up another notch and raise it a little more and continue doing this step over and over from notch 2, notch 3, notch 4, all the way up to notch 5. And that's the thing, right? I used to be afraid that I was gonna raise the fade too high. But the thing that will calm your anxiety about raising the fade too high is just understanding that the higher that I am, the more open the lever's gonna be. The lower that I am, the lower that the lever's gonna be. So that way, once we meet in the middle, it should do a pretty good job of blending all these different lengths together, as you could see it coming together now. So just keep that in mind, guys. Yes, you are gonna raise the fade higher, but be assured it will get longer as you get higher to blend into that half guard or the one guard, depending on whatever level you left it at. So now we've shifted over to the trimmer. For now, we're done with the clipper work. And since we have this trimmer in our hand, we can go ahead and define the C-cup. We can go ahead and hit the vertical bar. But the coolest thing about the fading system that we've gone over in today's video is that now you can bald out the very bottom with the trimmer, and there's going to be absolutely no question as to how high you need to go. A lot of people ask, why do barbers leave that bald patch at the very bottom of the fade for the end? Some people think that it's lazy, some people think that it's sloppy. The reason, I can tell you for sure, the reason why I personally leave that bald patch, leave the bulky patch at the bottom, is because it helps me concentrate first on the blend. You can see this little like headband area, right, where you see the blend from the bald to the dark on top. If I can keep my eyes concentrated on that portion, then this part is mindless. I can run my trimmer right up to and through that bald line. I can go ahead and remove all the bulk, and I didn't have to, like, if I would have done that first, my mind would have had to, like, my eyes would have had to concentrate on that whole fade from top to bottom. It's just a little easier for me to work right there in sections. So if I take care of that blurry fade first, then at the end I can come back and bald out, and I don't have to worry about this. It's almost like I get distracted and now I have to focus on too much area at one time. I hope that makes sense. I know I rambled through that a little bit, but leave a comment down in the section, leave a comment in the comment section down below if you can relate to that, if that makes any sense to you. But also let me know if I'm talking gibberish. Let me know. Now switching over to the foil shaver, something cool, guys, is going down with the grain first actually helps kind of alleviate that pressure of, man, I'm gonna leave like a really tough patch to take out at the end. Going down with the grain first and then following up underneath that against the grain with the shaver really does help a lot. And now that the fade is pretty much done, guys, we can afford the time now to detail. You see, this is why it's so important to understand the principles of the fading and just fly through those principles that will get the fade to a point where it's completed. But to get it polished, now you know, if you're efficient in the beginning, you have time to be able to fade at the very end. You see, every single one of my haircuts takes 30 minutes. You know, 30 minutes for a haircut, 45 minutes with a haircut and beard. But it wasn't that long ago. It was only a year and a half, 2 years ago that I would still had hour-long appointments even just for a haircut. So that's why I say learning haircut efficiency is something that helped me so much to be able to grow my business. And that's actually something, you know, learning how to cut hair like this is definitely part of it. That's the skill of being able to fit more people into your business. But when it comes to the marketing side, how do I actually go out and find qualified customers that I want to get in my door, so that way not only I can be making well over 6 figures, but everyone around me can too. And then the budgeting, okay, well, am I drowning in credit card debt? Am I going to be able to open up my barbershop, my second barbershop, my third barbershop, real estate? You see, all of these things, that's what we go over in the 6-Figure Barber Mentorship. So you guys know, I do haircut tutorials, you know, on YouTube. But if you guys want me to help you on the business side too, man, click the link down below. I'll be one of your coaches there, along with Basio and the rest of the Tomb 45 team. So it's pretty cool, man. I've definitely been able to reap the benefits. I probably was in the program, you know, what, the last 2 years maybe, and now I'm a coach. So it's kind of cool. But look, guys, here, I can hit these corners now, right? Hit these corners, define them a little bit. We already texturized them with that razor. I'll have that linked in the tag products down below as well, by the way. But you remember earlier I was telling you about those blonde patches. So I don't know why, it's kind of like a birthmark, right? But I'm going to show you here how I use the Tomb 45 system to be able to cover those and just make it flow smoother with his hair. So what I'm going to be using here is the Tomb 45 XL compressor. It's the Beam Team XL compressor. And we're going to be using the no drip. Actually, in this case, I was using not the Onyx Black, I was using more the brown, right? Because it's going to blend in more with his natural hair color. And the awesome thing about this, guys, there's so many different enhancements on the market, and a lot of them work really, really well. The only concern is, if I'm gonna recommend you to use one, it would be the Tomb 45 No Drip, because it's the only one that's actually designed to stain the skin in a healthy, like, safe way. A lot of the other stuff is hair dyes that have a side effect of leaving a tint on the skin, and sometimes that could lead to some allergies. So that's why I use personally the Tomb 45 set. Feel free to use whatever you guys want, but if I'm gonna make a recommendation, I have it all tagged in the tag section below for the products. If you guys are looking for a solid, reliable enhancement system, that's where you can go ahead and get that. And this is pictures of the finished product, guys. Let me know down below what you guys think about it. Is this something that kind of simplified haircutting for you a little bit? Do you feel more confident going into your next haircut? Leave me the feedback down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. And for those of you who want business coaching, I'll see you in the mentorship.